Hey everybody, my name is Joshua Fakir and I want to welcome you to another timeout. Now in today's timeout, I want to tell many of you watching me that you're only a few adjustments away. Listen to what I'm telling you. Some of you who are feeling like you're giving up on this year or some of the things that you're going through or some of the things you're trying to accomplish and you feel like you're not getting anywhere. Listen, don't give up. You're just a few adjustments away. Let me tell you what I mean by that. I remember a while ago I was driving home and I was listening to an interview, and it was a radio interview of an NFL quarterback who had retired. And so the interviewer asked a question, and which was a great question in my mind, but the answer to that question blew my mind, and I think was an even greater response. You see, the interviewer said, all right, so let me ask you one thing. In all of your career, what was your most cherishable moments in your playing time? Now, you would think as a quarterback who retired, he would talk about maybe all of the touchdowns he threw, maybe all the victories that he led his team to, maybe all the championships they won, maybe even all the records he broke. But he didn't mention not one of those milestones. He said instead, my most cherishable moments was all the time I got tackled for a loss of yards. All the times I got sacked behind the line of scrimmage. Now the interviewer, you can hear in his tone, he was like, wait, what? And even myself, I was driving and it blew my mind too. I'm like, I need to hear more of this. But then he began to explain. He said it was after moments like those that caused him to get himself into the film room and watch film and study to see what went wrong and then make adjustments. And it was those adjustments that led him to become a better player, to throw more touchdowns, to win more victories for his team, and to win more championships and to break more records. You see, sometimes we look at our opposition as obstacles when they are really opportunities. Sometimes our shortcomings are just opportunities for us to make the right adjustments so that we can push past whatever obstacles in before us. We can push past those moments when we feel like we hit a brick wall and we're not getting anywhere. You see, 2020 threw a wrench in a lot of people's plans. There was a lot of things that many people had scheduled for this year, and the way this year is evolving, it's happening in such a way where people just don't have the answers. Now, here's the thing about it. The year is not over yet, and too many people has already given up on the things they wanted to accomplish in this year. But some of you, all you have to do is just make some adjustments. Look at what you're seeing now. There's businesses who's making adjustments. No contact delivery. There's all these different adjustments that people are making. And here's the difference between those who still win in this year and those who lose. Some people just make excuses while the others make adjustments. That was in the words of Eric Thomas himself. Some people make excuses while others make adjustments. You see, don't give up on this year just yet. Some of you got a few adjustments you just need to make, and you can still accomplish those dreams. You can still accomplish those goals. And I'm here to tell you, don't you give up. You've come too far. You've held on to this dream for too long. You're letting it out now. But now it's time to continue to go, even if you have to make some adjustments. So there's 3 things I want to share with you in this year of adjustments when you're dealing with things that wasn't initially a part of your plan. The first thing I want to share with you is always keep in mind that things doesn't always happen according to plan. Think about all the things in your life that you sat down and you planned out, and maybe majority of the stuff happened the way you wanted it to, but there was always 1 or 2 things that didn't happen according to plan. What did you have to do to make it work? You had to make some adjustments. You know what you had to do? You had to be open-minded. I heard someone once say your mind is like a parachute. It works best when open. You see, sometimes when things don't go according to plan, many people give up. They get frustrated. They try to force it and not make the necessary adjustments. And because they can't force it to happen, they think it was never meant to be. And all they had to do was make a few adjustments. They were only a few adjustments away from still seeing that dream come to pass. You see, sometimes you can get so lost in the task that you lose sight of the vision. You can get so lost in the task and you think this task is what you're trying to accomplish in this year when the task is only leading to the big accomplishment down the road. And so sometimes you got to say, well, this is not working. This piece don't fit. And so what do? You make an adjustment. That's the first thing I want you to keep in mind, that everything doesn't always happen according to plan. The second thing I want you to keep in mind in this year of adjustment is that you can't be afraid of change. you can't be afraid of change. You see, you can't always count on your situation to change. Sometimes you have to change. You have to change before your situation can change. And if you're afraid of change and you remain the same person and you don't make any adjustments like that quarterback, then you'll never get a different result. Les Brown said one thing that really stuck with me. He said a lot of people don't become successful because they prefer their known hells over their unknown heavens. They prefer their known hells over their unknown heavens, meaning they're not happy with the way things are, but they'll settle for the way things are because they don't know what would happen if they were to change. Don't settle. Don't compromise. Just because you're used to this every day, this routine, this cycle, it hasn't changed for years. And there's a whole nother life waiting for you. And the only difference is an adjustment. Many victories looks like defeat in the early stages. Many things that you've accomplished that didn't look like it was going to happen before. That class that you probably didn't think you could pass. You didn't have what it takes to pass this class. And then suddenly you just decided that you were going to keep pushing forward and keep pushing forward. And suddenly things started to look up. And the momentum began to build. And before you knew it, you've accomplished the goal. You passed that class. You purchased that car, that home. You did this. Whatever it is, you were certified. You graduated. You see, some victories looks like defeat in the early stages, but you have to learn how to make an adjustment and not be afraid of change. The third thing I want to share with you is that look around you. Not everybody's losing in this season. There's some businesses that's flourishing right now. Some people are winning even in this year. What's the difference? The difference is you can still win in this year, but it depends on how you look at the road ahead of you. Do you see your opposition as obstacles or do you see them as opportunities? That quarterback, every time he got up from a sack, he said, tomorrow I'm going to go watch film and I'm going to learn what I did wrong. And you better believe that's not going to happen to me again. It's not going to happen to me again. And each time he kept getting better and he kept getting better because he learned how to turn his obstacles into opportunities. All right. So 3 things I want you to keep in mind in this year of adjustments. And this is going to help you to keep pressing forward and not give up on your dreams. Because as I said before, some of you are only a few adjustments away. Number 1, always keep in mind that everything doesn't always go according to plan. So just because it's not happening according to plan doesn't mean it wasn't meant to be. Number 2, you can't be afraid of change. Don't compromise and settle for unhappy just because you don't know how to get to where you want to go. And number 3, you can win in any season, as long as you're willing to make adjustments and not make excuses. The last thing I want to leave with you, today I read a saying and I thought it was pretty interesting. It says, in the end, you only regret the chances that you didn't take. I wanted to put a little Joshua Fakir twist on that for you. And I'm going to say this, in the end, you would only regret the changes you didn't make. Some of you are only a few adjustments away. Don't you give up yet. There's still time on that clock. You go after that dream and that goal because you deserve to fulfill your dreams and you deserve to walk in your purpose as long as you're not willing to give up. Just only make adjustments. I pray that you're blessed. I hope this timeout helped you and I look forward to our future timeouts together. And always remember, the only way to achieve tomorrow's dreams is by not giving up today. And giving up is not an option. God bless you and I'll see you next time. Hey, is it on? Hey, before you leave, one quick announcement. Remember that I just released my new ebook, Overcoming Fear. Remember, statistically, it's proven that fear is one of the top 3 reasons why people don't pursue their dreams. And remember, we got to live our life. We're not living in fear anymore. So I want you to look in the link below, click on that link, get your free copy, Overcoming Fear. And I pray that it really helps you. And please let me know if it does. We'll talk soon and I'll see you next time.
Can't restrain my mind. I look into the mirror and I look into my eyes, 'cause I know what I see and I know what